forever. All this ever about you long gone, it don't matter. Ride or die, that's been the deal. The light of your back got disappear.
So the first part is going to be like at home. As I mentioned, there's a lot of online workouts that you can do at home now. If you type into Google, you can, just type in at home balance workout, at home strength workout, at home chair workout, at home yoga workout. There's literally millions of free videos and demonstrations that you can do that honestly could probably keep you busy for the rest of your life. So that's probably my first go-to and what I would recommend as kind of the easiest low-hanging fruit. Another thing when it comes to being at home a lot is to use the stairs as much as you can. Some people groan of having stairs. I actually really enjoy having stairs, especially when I get snowed in at home, because I'll actually use them as part of a workout. So I'm pretty thankful as I have a lot of home gym equipment, so I can do some weights, I can do some biking all from my home. But sometimes that gets boring and I forget that I have a very easy piece of equipment that's part of my home, and it's my stairs. So I'll kind of make a little workout where maybe I'm gonna do a couple weights. I'm gonna walk up and down my stairs a few times. Using the stairs is such an underrated piece of equipment. Also too, if your stairs are a little bit bigger and you're more comfortable doing jumping and stuff, I find that stairs actually work as kind of a good box jump or a step up point too for like higher step up. So if you're somebody who it's easy to go up one stair, you can actually try to go up 2 to 3 stairs at a time. It'll get you a really, really good workout for your glutes. It'll get your heart rate up and kind of work on your cardio, as we mentioned as well. But don't underestimate the stairs for sure. Another thing I wrote down is to take move breaks, maybe every hour, as often as possible. And a move break can be a variety of different things. It can be simply getting up and stretching a little bit. It can be getting up and walking around your house. It can be getting up and even doing 10 push-ups. And the big thing for this is to kind of find a trigger or something that reminds you to do move breaks. I had on here as an example of every commercial you're watching TV, try to just stand up and maybe stretch a little bit. Maybe it could be every time you take a drink of your water, that's your trigger to remind yourself, hey, I want to go do 10 push-ups. It doesn't have to be a lot. It can even just be standing up out of the chair. Honestly, you're essentially taking a break from sitting to do something other than sitting. So don't really, punish yourself and be like, all right, every move break, I'm going to go run a mile. Like, no, none of us would do move breaks at that point. Make it easy, make it something where you just get up and feel a little bit better. One of my favorite things to do when I'm at home and to increase my physical activity is to do something called practicing inefficiencies, I should say. And what this means is that when you're doing household activities, whether it's doing laundry, putting dishes away, maybe even just cleaning your house, it's to be as inefficient as possible. And when a lot of us do tasks throughout the day, we're trying to be very efficient or try to get the most amount done with the least amount of work. You're basically going to do the opposite here. So if you notice that you have 10 pieces of laundry to fold and put away in your closet, something you could do is to literally fold one piece of clothing, put it in your closet, fold another piece of clothing, put it in your closet, and so on and so forth. You could do this for other tasks around the house as well. I often do things where I put something to the top of my house, whether it's my phone, and then I purposely forget it up there to go then all the way back up and basically be as inefficient as possible. And it kind of seems silly and it kind of seems like maybe it's not going to do much for you, but you're basically just spending more time standing up and doing stuff other than sitting, kind of like those move breaks we talked about. Something else I wanted to mention, the standing versus sitting. So I would recommend doing as much stuff that you can do standing as possible. A lot of our lives, we're kind of programmed to just sit automatically, sit and look at our phone, sit and eat a meal, sit and talk with family. But a lot of these things don't really have to be done seated. And if you look at that compendium of physical activity, standing, although it's not a very high MET level, it is a higher level of activity than sitting. So it adds up over time, and essentially it'll just make you feel a little bit better. Also, something I like to do too, I'll do some of those tasks I just mentioned, but also do them walking. So if you have a little trail or a little area around your house where you can kind of walk even in circles, there'll be 10 minutes I'll just take on my phone and I'll watch a YouTube video and I'll just slowly walk around my house versus me sitting and watching that YouTube video. You know, it might be a little more enjoyable and pleasurable to kind of sit and watch it, but in the grand scheme of things, like, I don't even feel like I'm really walking much because I'm watching that video. If you have a treadmill and you're able to do it on a slow speed as well, that makes it easy to kind of sustain to it as well. Something else I wanted to mention too, you can invest in some at-home gym equipment, but don't go too overboard. A lot of people buy all this stuff with really good intentions, and then it just sits and collects dust forever. So buy something that you know for a fact you're going to use. And I would even recommend waiting until maybe you go to a gym and see what different things you like there before you actually go buy equipment for home. The one big thing I want to recommend and just kind of remind people, when you're at home, don't underestimate any movement. Even getting up, as I mentioned, for commercials and taking those really small move breaks will add up over time. It's thinking that these things don't add up is where you'll really get hindered, because you'll be like, it doesn't really matter. So I'll just sit on my couch for 4 hours and watch Netflix. Okay, but that's fine. Obviously, if it's snowed in, I like doing that too. But getting up for every commercial during your Netflix break, it's not really going to be much skin off your back. It's not going to take too much time, too much energy, and it's going to make you feel really good.
I'm out of here, no man to tell me you're no good. I'm brushing away